Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next segment on holistic immunity presented by the Organic India Institute for Healthy Conscious Living. Today, we have an incredible lineup of wellness experts from literally all over the world. We have Dr. Marc Cohen from Australia. We have Rachna Chhachhi from India, and we have Dr. Alejandro Junger from Los Angeles, although originally from Uruguay. So we're going to be covering a full spectrum of wisdom internationally on this topic of lifestyle, how our lifestyle impacts our immunity. One lifestyle hack that you've integrated into your life that is like an 80-20. It takes 20% of your time, but creates 80% of the results, and that you would love everybody you love to be doing this one lifestyle change.
Okay, and this is like a 2%, 98%. You can spend 2% of your time doing this and the 98% of your time will benefit. And that is to actively do nothing. But you may think you're doing nothing, but there's always less you can do. So doing nothing is actually a spiritual practice, because it means doing nothing means breathing less, having your heart beat less, having your mind slow down and stop. So having a devoted time, not just to meditate, but to actively do nothing. And that might mean, a best way, a really good access into doing nothing is to first exercise and do the physical activity, and then do some breath work, and then just focus on having your breath as slow and as silent as possible. And don't count it, just see how much nothing you can do, and devoting time to doing nothing. It doesn't have to be very long, but there's a truism in spiritual science that says the greatest movement comes from the stillest point. So if you can find the really intense still point that's within you, that gives you the best platform for then all the other activity that you want to do, and the resilience to combat any other stresses that life will throw at you, because you've got that still point that you can come from. So do nothing.
Yeah, I love that. What I do is I rebel against breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is a social, financial, economical, business construct that humans came up with in the last, I don't know, 100 years, if. And I think that alone is killing the population. So what I do is I eat when it happens, right? And sometimes I think I'm hungry, but I just wait and that thing disappears. So obviously it wasn't hunger, because if you go to the definition of hunger, is the signal that the body sends at the moment when it needs the food. Otherwise it'll start maybe eating yourself up, which actually is not a bad thing. But I broke up with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And sometimes, I'm 10 hours between meals. Sometimes it's 15. Sometimes it's 20. Sometimes it's 32. I don't know. I play with it, and it just changed my life for the better.
Can I just add to that it's really good to eat when you're very hungry, because then your body is prepared for the nutrients. You've cleaned out the past meal, your digestive system's ready, your mind has been visualizing, which means you can extract more nutrients from the food, and you'll actually eat less, but get more energy, because digesting is actually takes a lot of energy to digest. So wait until you're hungry before you eat, and that the feast is in the first bite. So when you break that fast, that is an absolute joy to eat when you're really hungry. And yet most people don't let themselves get hungry. They're snacking even before that. And often they think they're hungry, but they're thirsty. Or bored, or emotionally, they want to suppress an emotion. So they eat some junk food. So wait till you're hungry. Wait till you're actually really craving food, and your mind, and your tummy's gurgling, and then really appreciate that first bite. And that can change your whole relationship with food.
All right, Rachna, bring us home.
I have just one word: unhurry. Everything that we are doing in our lives is, I've got to finish this, I've got to finish that. Just take a few deep breaths before you do any task. Unhurry. The moment you relaxing and approaching everything in an unhurried manner, your stress levels are going to die out. Stress is the biggest cause for disease. Just start slowing down, unhurry. Nobody's asking you to give up work. Nobody's asking you to move to the mountains to meditate. In your regular everyday life, you can just, when someone is yelling at you, don't respond. When you are unhurried, you're going to not react to stress. You're going to take deep breath, respond more calmly. That will also build more relationships. We are having relationship breakdowns because of our reactive natures. So unhurry is my word.
Yeah, I lived in an ashram in India for a year and a half, and then after I left, the guru, basically I asked to go talk to the guru, and they told me, well, the guru is going to give you a command maybe, so be careful. Do you really want to talk to her? And I thought about it. I said, yes. And we spoke about a bunch of things, and then she said, I have 2 commands for you. Don't hurry, don't worry.
That's great. And on that note, don't hurry, don't worry. Thank you, Dr. Marc Cohen, coming in from Australia, Dr. Alejandro Junger coming in from the United States, and Dr. Rachna Chhachhi from India. Thank you guys so much for supporting Organic India's Institute for Healthy Conscious Living and sharing your wellness wisdom with the world in this important time.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.